Ready. Play.
My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom. Yeah.
My name is Zainab Sammaz, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paolini, and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time. If there's one match from Rafa's story where you think that was a missed opportunity, there was a big chance.
I have matches,
2
or 3 in Australian Open. No more. We lose the opportunity in Wimbledon against Djokovic in semi-final.
2018.
Then we lose the opportunity, more important because that was semi-final. We lose the opportunity in Australian Open. In the Australian Open 2014, 2012 and 2017.
Yeah.
In 14 because he has an injury against Wawrinka that before he had never lose against him. Then with Djokovic and Federer, he had breakup in the 5th.
Yeah.
And 40-30 or 30-50, I don't remember well. It was a ball very close, goes up. But this is what happened. There was in Roland Garros 2009. Of course, I am sure that he won. He won this tournament when he has no problems in his knee, because at this moment he was the best. He won Australian Open, then he won the tournaments on clay, and he arrived with problems in Roland Garros. For this reason, in my opinion, he lose. But there are others time that maybe he has to lose and he won.
Ready. Play.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to, what is supposedly for the entirety of it should be Berrettini or Auger-Aliassime, but I think a few of you that may have been following what the events in Gstaad maybe forgive us to indulge in the final moments potentially of this epic match between Rafael Nadal and Navoni, as Nadal hits a brilliant third ball when it comes to a volley pickup right at the net. It has been going for close to 4 hours in Gstaad. This is only the second match as well. They've still got 2 more to play. And it's just been breaks after breaks, swings of momentums this way and that. Nadal's been 5-2 up in the third, has been pegged back to 5-5, is now 6-5, got the break against Navoni. And we're just going to quickly cover the last moments of that because we're currently at 30 love. So it's Nadal down the tee, up the line by Navoni, cross court by Nadal, forehand by Navoni, forehand by Nadal, backhand by Navoni, both keeping good length on their side. Comes to the net, Nadal goes for the drop shot, and it's a perfect drop shot. Rafael Nadal now is 40 love. 40 love is about to Well, it looks as though he's about to win the match, just shy of the 4-hour mark. I think this will go down potentially as the longest match in the ATP this season. Please do put in the chat if there has been a match longer. I know the Draper Kecmanovic match from Adelaide took 3 hours and 45 minutes, and I believe a Jordan Thompson match took just similarly as long. But please do let me know in the chat if I've got that wrong. That'd be fantastic. Okay, Nadal goes cross court, just slightly wide. Just going to go for a second serve. And then once we've done that, we'll then concentrate on the match in hand, which is meant to be Berrettini versus Auger-Aliassime. So Nadal just kicks the clay from his boots, or from his shoes. So on to the next point. So Nadal goes in there, goes in the middle. Oh, Navoni doesn't get a proper thing on that, and Nadal celebrates with his hands in the air. He is incredibly pleased with that victory, like he should be. He's looking for the reps going into the Olympics, and that is certainly going to be the reps just there. 3 hours and 49 minutes that took to complete that contest. And Rafael Nadal moves on to the semi-finals in Gstaad, where he played the Croatian Jodovic. I believe is how to pronounce his name there. But he will be so incredibly pleased with that performance. Well, there we go. That kind of leads from one match into another. But that is an epic performance from Nadal. He hasn't looked at his best. Certainly a lack of first serves, only averaging just above 50%, but only literally just on that one there. With a range of mistakes, both on the forehand and the backhand. The backhand was really got to in this match by Navoni. It was something that he targeted of Nadal's constantly throughout that contest. But he will be so pleased to be able to get through that one. As it goes there. We will then park that there and move on to the contest in hand. So, if you want to put in the chat any questions to do with Nadal, please do say. More than happy to give a response where needed there. Okay, so Gstaad has certainly been rocketing through its matches today. We've already seen wins for Quinton Halys, who beat Heidi, the fellow qualifier. Both players were qualifiers in that quarterfinal. It was really the one section of the Gstaad draw which kind of broke down when Umber and Stan Wawrinka went out early, both of them being the seeded players in that section. And then we've had earlier on as well, Tsitsipas has beaten Fanini quite comfortably in straight sets. And in 3 sets, Lanya Struff has beaten Thomas Martin Echeverry. So some good results there. And then these two players have been having some tough contests this week, as been aiming to get through their draws. We're expecting 2 big servers here, as Felix Auger-Aliassime is going to be starting proceedings, serving at the top of the court. He then goes down the tee, backhand by Berrettini, backhand by Auger-Aliassime, forehand by Berrettini, backhand slice from Auger by FAA, and FAA hits a backhand wayward down the line to give Berrettini the first point of the match on the serve. Like I said, if you say hello in the chat, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Any questions you've got, please do put them in there as we sort of roam along from there. So we're on to the next point. And with the next point, goes down the tee, forehand by Berrettini. Just slightly long of thing there. We will, of course, be trying to react to that outrageous result. You could very much say that Nadal has just hit. Hi, Sport and Politics. It's good to see you in the chat. That's fantastic. Can Nadal win gold? Now, that is a big question. He's certainly got the fight for it. I think the best chance he'll have will be in the doubles when him and Carlos Alcaraz team up. Just because a few more of his shortcomings can be hidden in that environment, and he can really sort of expand from that point there. In the singles, I still think there's probably players that are better than him. If he came up against, if he came up against Alcaraz in the singles, or he came up against Sinner, even to a degree, a match against maybe a Medvedev or a Zverev, would certainly maybe be a bridge too far for Nadal to be able to get the victory on. But certainly in the doubles, I think they stand a good chance. The Spanish pairing of Nadal and Alcaraz. what you're saying. So I reckon Matteo Berrettini will win this match. Okay, cool. And you think it's going to be in straights? I mean that's a tough one to go for. I would say maybe I would go maybe in 3 sets on this one. I could see Berrettini maybe having a bit of a dip somewhere, or maybe it going to a tiebreaker and it just going the other way. But certainly, given Berrettini's work on the clay and how well he can play on the surface, and the fact that he's a former champion here, have been to the final a couple of years ago, you certainly would favour him to get through to the semi-final. And what a semi-final that would be in prospect on the clay, with Stefanos Tsitsipas versus Berrettini. Certainly feels like a bit of a throwback to like a couple of years ago when they would have met constantly in like the latter parts of big tournaments on the clay. But Auger-Aliassime here opens up his first service game by taking it. What's the next question? Will he pull out the doubles in Gstaad? I would say so, maybe. I would certainly favour it, certainly 60-40 now, just given the fact of how much tennis this match would have taken out of him. I think he now knows that this contest, or certainly the Gstaad draw, if you look at it now, Navoni was the last big, tough prospect. And the fact that now has been taken out of the equation, certainly he's taken Navoni out of the equation. He's got a Croatian qualifier in the next round, most likely either Carballes Baena or Nuno Borges in the final. If you're Nadal, you're looking at going, I could certainly pick up the title here. I'm in a good frame of form to pick up the title here. And I should really put my concentrations in that. But then similarly, Rude's been hanging around all the last couple of days. We've just seen earlier today that he's actually Rude's pulled out of Kitzbühel, maybe meaning that they're fully concentrating on Gstaad. Nadal's quite lucky today. He's not going to be going out onto the court to do his doubles match today for his semi-final, but he will be going out tomorrow. Now, luckily, with the schedule, the way they built it is that Berrettini, he hits a brilliant slice, Berrettini, on that one there. He's really going well on this service game, 30 love up to Berrettini there. But when it comes to the doubles tomorrow, it's currently scheduled so that Nadal versus Djurjevic is going to be first on at 12 o'clock. They're then going to have the second semi-final take place straight after that. And then after that, on centre court, they've got the Rude Nadal semi-final scheduled. So you would expect at this stage, I wouldn't be surprised if Nadal chooses to pull out. But certainly given the fact that, Rude's been hanging around for the last few days, probably could have, if he wanted to, have gone to Kitzbühel. He could choose no. He really wants to continue getting all these reps in and getting as many matches as possible. He's actually going to play. He may decide, I'm definitely going to play it, or definitely still continue to play it in the draw. But I really wouldn't be surprised if he did fall out of the event. As Berrettini there hits a brilliant forehand out wide, or brilliant serve out wide, so he is currently 1 game apiece. Now, just like I said, anyone else? Please do say hi in the chat. That'd be absolutely fantastic. You can see as well if you want to become a member, you got the link in the chat as well from our Talking Tennis page. Please do click that. Really does help the show out. But moving on to the game in hand, I would think we're fully expecting some quick games here. Like even if these sets do go to tiebreakers, you probably would say they'd be probably quite quick sets anyway. But we just see on Nadal near enough go 4 hours against Navoni. So who can say what can happen there? So Auger-Aliassime is currently 15 low up. Berrettini just hit a forehand into the net. But no, it'd be interesting. If you could also put in the chat as well, if you could put in the chat, given the matches that Nadal's had, I know just to continue with Nadal, the Nadal theme, do you think what the wins against Borg, Norrie, and Navoni have made you more positive potentially for Nadal? Do you think he's actually going to be a bit more of a bigger threat in the singles going into the Olympics? or actually, do you watch those matches and go, actually, I see some clear faults that a lot of players are going to be able to exploit? It'd be really interesting for you to sort of know and let us know about. As Auger-Aliassime is 30 love up at the moment. I just buries that ball into the tape of the net. Sport Politics, you're saying some 5-set matches don't go on. They certainly don't. I mean, the Wimbledon final didn't. That went on for only 2.5 hours. So if you're you certainly got more bang for your buck, as they would say. If you had a ticket to Gstaad today to watch the Nadal match, because that lasted nearly double the amount of time of I say double, like it was an hour short of 2 Wimbledon finals, which would be quite funny. Sean, hi Sean, how you doing? Good to see you in the chat. Hi James, what happened to Rune today? My understanding is that he retired midway through the second set after being a set and I think a double breakdown, or at least certainly a set and a breakdown to Artifice. From what I've gathered from the press conferences, or at least when it comes to things he said after the match, it seems like the knee issue that he sustained in his first match of the tournament basically just played out. And in the match yesterday against the Argentinian, he was able to at least mask it to be able to get the victory. But in the match today against Artifice, who is a much higher quality opponent, Arta was able to really move Rune around and test that knee, and it just failed Rune there. Now, of course, knee issues are quite serious, and the big question is going to be, I mean, we fully probably expect at this point that Rune will certainly pull out of UMAG, which is the tournament he's due to take place in next week. I know that'll be a bit of a shame for the tournament organisers. He's kind of painted as one of the big names that they have coming to the event. But certainly the Olympics now comes into question with Rune. If this knee injury is something severe, is he going to be able to play the Olympics? And if he's not going to be able to play the Olympics, well, I guess if he's not able to play the Olympics, he's not able to play the Olympics. I'm sure. I think there'd be a real disappointment from the Danish Olympic team because they certainly would be looking at Rune as a potential medalist of some degree. Somebody who's very good on the clay. We've seen at Olympics that certain parts of draws can really open up people and they can make a run. And it's a shame for the Danish team that they won't have Rune there, who could be a potential medalist or somebody they would see as a potential medalist in their offering. But like we said, at the moment, he pulled out of the tournament today with an knee injury. Let's see if he pulls out of UMAG. I'd highly expect that he probably is going to be pulling out of UMAG, and then it's going to be a waiting game to see if he can partake in the Olympics. Cool. If you got anyone else got any other questions? I mean, I know we saw from Hamburg today that Sebastian Baez pulled out another set down comeback. This time beating Lucia Dardeni, who, thanks to the commentators, as I had a quick listen to it at the start of the match today, as there was a brilliant return by Auger-Aliassime on that one there. Both players really taking each other from side to the court, as Auger-Aliassime gets the first point on the Berrettini serve. So certainly what we're seeing, what was quite interesting was that Dardeni and Baez have actually played each other a lot on clay this year. Two notable times in which they both met. I think one time was they were noting it one of the Masters events, and the other time was on the Dardeni run to the Cordoba title, where and also I believe Baez beat him in another South American event that then Baez went on to win. But don't quote me on that, I believe so though. So they've met each other a lot, and then they also played in the German Bundesliga, which is one of the club leagues in Germany last week, where Dardeni was able to win that match. So Baez is able to get a bit of revenge from the Bundesliga win. As Auger-Aliassime hits a forehand down the line, and it is long. He's long on that one there. Like I said, any other questions you've got, please do put them in the chat. As Berrettini here is 30-15 up. Currently, nobody's really showing any signs of. They've had no pressure points really, but there could be a pressure point if Auger-Aliassime is able to get the point here. Berrettini, good forehand up the line, inside the court, goes cross court. Auger-Aliassime is unable to get any real connection onto that one and fires it long. So Berrettini looking strong. I mean, one of the things we usually pick up for when it comes to Gstaad is it's generally seen as a bit of a server's paradise. And what's sort of been meant by that is that the break percentage chances in Gstaad usually are 19%. So 90% of all points played up until the tournament starting in Gstaad were won by the returner, and 81% of the points were won by the server. Into all points in terms of games won. So that's an incredibly high stat, or incredibly high number. One of the highest on tour in Europe. And kind of, certainly shows that those players with big serves, like Berrettini, like Tsitsipas to a degree, and also Struff, are doing incredibly well at this tournament. Are doing incredibly well at this tournament because they're able to win a lot of free games. And then what this tournament really does is that it really highlights those players that are brilliant returners, that are able to, at least get that point here or there, maybe enough to get a break, maybe enough to win a few tiebreakers, going forward. But as you say, it's very high altitude, around about 81 meters. I think this is something like 81 meters higher than the nearest event, or in terms of it's the highest in Europe, even higher than Madrid when it comes to the altitude. So the air is a lot thinner and the ball travels through it a lot quicker. As a bit of a botched backhand there by Auger-Aliassime, or botched backhand by Berrettini, just gives Auger-Aliassime the first point on the Berrettini on the Auger-Aliassime service game. So we also have a bit of a cloud, which is sort of stinging over or sitting over the court, meaning we haven't got the weird shadow. Unfortunately, a couple of years ago, they installed a bit of a canopy over one of the sides of the court, one of the stands of the court, which at least helps shade the people that are sitting under it. It can get really hot and sweltering up in the Alps at this time of year, as Auger-Aliassime just hits a double fault, so it's 15-0. But what it does do is that it does create a really horrible shadow for the cameras to pick up when the sun is shining, with the way in which that shutdown canopy sort of shines on the court. So Auger-Aliassime down the team, no luck for him on that one. So Auger-Aliassime goes down the tee, backhand by Berrettini up in the air, Auger with the forehand, backhand by Berrettini, forehand by Auger, forehand by Berrettini, forehand down the line by Auger, but that goes long. So Berrettini here for the first sort of half chance, we would call it, in the match, currently being 15-30 up on the FAA serve. He's certainly be looking if he would certainly like an early break if at all possible. You kind of feel in a match like this, if anyone is able to get breaks, to say that about shadows, and the shadow has returned. If anyone is able to get breaks, as Berrettini hits a brilliant return, and Auger-Aliassime with a wayward forehand goes not even to the doubles alley, but way beyond that, gives Berrettini two breakpoint chances. Rightio, let's sit in to see what happens here. So Auger-Aliassime into the air, goes cross court, forehand by Berrettini, lands just wide of the line. Oh, it's certainly allowed to have had another go at that one. He did really well on the first serve just to get something onto it, but it was long. So we're on to the second break point. that Berrettini would like is a good connection with this ball, if it's all possible. It's done the tee, forehand by Berrettini, forehand by Auger-Aliassime. Oh, he just hits it cross court, that one from Auger-Aliassime. It's a brilliant switch across the court. Berrettini just left scrambling and is unable to get any real purchase onto it as it goes into the net. So the first couple of first two just seen a thing about two large oil tankers colliding. That's not good. So first couple of chances gone. Forehand by Berrettini, forehand by Auger-Aliassime. Cross court by Berrettini. Brilliant cross court backhand by Berrettini there. Auger-Aliassime ran to the net and he was dispatched by Berrettini on a passing shot, backhand cross court. Oh, that probably felt great off the strings. Little fist bump to his team. So, advantage Berrettini, a third breakpoint chance. Is he going to be third times lucky? Which I think goes cross court, backhand by Berrettini, but only into the net. Oh, he would have felt like he could have done better on that one. Oh, he got good. He got there in terms of where the ball was going to be. He just didn't get a good connection on the backhand. Auger goes down the tee, hits the net, a second serve, so a chance here for Berrettini to try to get fourth break point. Goes down the tee, backhand by Berrettini, forehand by Auger-Aliassime, backhand by Berrettini. Just trading backhands at the moment. Forehand by Auger-Aliassime, long by Auger-Aliassime. And that makes it advantage Berrettini. High Sport Politics, we're saying, yeah, I think it was the knee issue picked up on route. Yeah, it was that one. He slid into a forehand cross quarter and it just didn't work. Right, fourth breakpoint chance. You feel like Berrettini's knocking on the door really well, and he's going to have a second serve. And he's going to have the second serve. Oh, it's raining. Is it backhand by Berrettini? Oh, just clips the net and goes long. Oh, I'll be annoyed with that one. Oh, I'll be very annoyed with that one. It was a second serve. It was a good chance. Goes down the tee. Backhand by Berrettini. Forehand by Auger. Forehand by Berrettini. And it's just into the net. And that is advantage Auger-Aliassime. Advantage Auger-Aliassime. I think we're looking at Auger being able to hold here. He's faced down 4 breakpoint chances. That's pretty good going. Yeah, it's raining. It certainly is raining. Goes on the tee. Backhand by Berrettini. Forehand by Auger-Aliassime. Backhand by Berrettini. Forehand by Auger-Aliassime. Just trading to each other. What was that? That was just in by FAA. And that now means it is 3-2. It's 3-2, and it is indeed raining. I'm guessing they're thinking it's just going to be a short shower because they're not taking the players off the court. Neither of the fans really getting changed. I say getting changed, putting on a anorak or something of the degree. So 3-2. So the first chances were towards plenty on that one for Matteo, but Matteo was unable to take them. It must be. I mean, it is seen as quite a hot day in the Alps. I think it's just as hot as it is in the UK right now, which is around about 30 degrees, and I am feeling it. I am certainly feeling it. I am just a Brit that only really exists in 18 degrees worth of heat, and at the moment it is 30, and I am suffering. But hey ho on that one there. It's a great shot. The fact that it's clearly raining, but just the sun is shining, so it's clearly just a passing cloud. And they're just like, right, let's get on with it. I mean, even the fans are like, oh, it's so hot that we'll have the rain fall on us. It'll be fine. Berrettini goes down the tee. Backhand by Auger-Aliassime. Forehand by Berrettini. Forehand by Auger-Aliassime. They're just trading from the baseline at the moment. Backhand, forehand long. Auger-Aliassime forces a mistake out with a Berrettini racket. Now, of course, in moments like these, the main thing that you want to be doing as a player is not getting, it's certainly when you've had those breakpoint opportunities on your opponent's serve and you've not taken advantage of them, and given back to had 4 of them, is that you can just expect a level drop in his game. And we may be seeing that a bit because Berrettini came to the net there and put a forehand long. So currently, half chance now is on the Canadian serve. So currently, love 30. Goes down the tee. Backhand by Auger-Aliassime. Oh, Auger's in control here. Sliced by Berrettini. Just lands in. Berrettini backhand into the net. And that is love 40. The Canadian has 3 break points. The Canadian has 3 break points. Sport and politics is maybe going a little bit the other way. So there's the potential of maybe going the other way. So Berrettini goes down the tee. Forehand by Auger-Aliassime. That's just long. So that's the first break point saved. Right, so Berrettini, though, has 2 break points still to defend. Auger-Aliassime has 2 break points still to attack. Goes down across court. Forehand by Auger-Aliassime. Forehand by Berrettini. Backhand by Auger-Aliassime. That's long, so that's the second one saved. 1 down, 2 down, and then RB on to the third. This is going to be telling. Berrettini goes across court, backhand by Auger-Aliassime, and it is long, so all 3 break points have been saved. Neither of these two wish to give up a service game. That probably feels a little bit more of a blow for Auger-Aliassime. He had 3 break points in a row, unable to take any of them. Berrettini had 2 in a row, wasn't able to take any of them, and then 2 on the juices. So Berrettini here, though, still the service game is not over. He still has it's still advantage. But he goes cross court. Oh, and it was a slap of a forehand from Auger-Aliassime. No real connection, proper direction. Is probably the word I'm trying to find there. No real direction on where he wanted the ball to go. Cross court it goes. Whoosh. Berrettini out wide. Just Aussie was called out onto a second serve. Goes on the tee, forehand by Auger-Aliassime into the net. And there we go. So both players in the last two games have had break points on each other's serve. Both players have not been able to take any of them. Coupled with wayward forehands, wayward backhands, and good defensive work from the player in charge. The player that was large and in charge on that one there. So 3-all, 3-all. If we're going to get any breaks here, I mean, both players seem to be at least getting good contact on each other's serves. Forehand by Berrettini. What's called slice by Berrettini. Comes to the net by Auger. Oh, and Berrettini just about got to it, but didn't get any height on the ball, so it just clips into the net. So the clips into the net there. I mean, like was pointed out, this is the last game, or last match, sorry. This is the last match of the order of play in Gstaad today. Last of the quarterfinals to be decided. Very good matchup, you could probably say, in terms of, paying fans to be able to get Auger-Aliassime versus Berrettini, and also the other matches that they've had today, when it comes to Echeverry versus Struff, Tsitsipas versus Fanini. And then the battle of the qualifiers is the first match of the day, just to start things off in Switzerland, as that ball doesn't land anywhere in, and that makes it 30-love to Auger-Aliassime. So clearly, the Canadian is looking to hold serve, or at least looking to hold serve a bit more comfortably than it was in the previous contest. It's great to see full crowds in the stands as well. I mean, it's a lot of these tournaments, a lot of these smaller tournaments, 250 levels, Auger-Aliassime hits a wayward forehand into the tram lines. A lot of these smaller tournaments certainly live and die by the gate receipts. How many fans are going to be walking through the turnstiles, as they say in football? How many fans are going to be walking through the turnstiles each and every day? So they'll be very pleased to see a full house here today. As FAA just hits a forehand into the net, so on to a second serve. In the air, goes for score, backhand by Berrettini, backhand by FAA. Down the line, FAA is certainly in a bit of trouble here. Forehand by Berrettini, backhand by FAA. Forehand. Oh, that was a wild forehand by Berrettini. Just when he was in that rally, just when he was pushing around the Canadian, he hits a wayward forehand long, straight down the middle of the court, and gives FAA some breakpoint chances. Or something, there was some game point chances. Sorry, let's rephrase that to the right name. FA tries to go down the tee with no luck on that one there. Just clipped the top of the net and went wildly over. Goes on the tee again, just clips the net there. So that'll be a redo at the point. FA tries to go there, doing luck. It's on the tee, backhand by Berrettini. Oh, just pulls out of FAA wide there. Goes cross court, FA gets pulled wide there, and he hits the Emirates sign with his backhand there. Very good work from Berrettini there, just moving his opponent from one side of the court to the other. Just doing all he can to stick in this service game. See, 32 minutes are noted onto the clock. Bit of an aborted, certainly an aborted ball toss. Goes down the tee, forehand by Berrettini, long of the doubles line, and Auger-Aliassime goes to the chair, being 4-3 in the lead. Whilst they go for a sit down, we're just going to take a quick break.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered. Whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
So we are certainly over halfway when it comes to the number of games being played. So we're now on to game number 8. Berrettini goes across the court. Backhand by Berrettini. That's a nice backhand. Just in control. Clips the net though, or just a low hanging forehand on that one there. So that means it is love 15 to Auger-Aliassime. So, the big question is anyone, it'd be good to know if anyone's listening in or certainly watching and listening in at the same time, who do you think has the better potential for getting that first break? That being quite key. Because both players have seen multiple breakpoint opportunities. Both players have seen multiple breakpoint opportunities, but haven't been able to take any of them. Berrettini tries to go across the court. Just that's all. It just flattered onto the ground there. FAA goes. Oh, was that a double fault? That was always pointing to the mark there. So that was a double fault. So similar to the last service game, FAA has gone quickly. Love 30 up. Now is he going to go love 40 up and have a complete similarity to the last service game? Berrettini goes across court, just slightly out onto a second serve. Goes across court, backhand out though by Auger-Aliassime. Berrettini just did a great job there, really tucking up his opponent with his serve. And now just means that Berrettini has started the clocker ticking on his, started moving his side of the scoreboard along. Goes cross court, backhand by FAA, goes at the line, comes to the net, goes for the slice, perfectly placed. FAA, who was standing well behind the baseline, unable to reach that as he's sprinting towards the ball. And now it is 30 all. Sport saying, yeah, not looking good for Berrettini as I thought. He's certainly in a bit of a stickier situation at the moment. He's certainly in a bit of a stickier situation. A lot of it probably down to his own making. The unforced error counts from Berrettini have been quite high. As he goes down the line, beautiful serve down the line. He's given himself a little fist bump for that, so he should. Straight as an arrow, that was. Won't look out of place in Blackpool right now where the darts competition is taking place. So 40-30. Chance of Berrettini here to level it up at 4 apiece. And he does so with a brilliant forehand down the line. And FAA able to get a connection onto it, granted, but did get the forehand wide of the baseline. So 4 games apiece. So we are into the business end of the set. Berrettini is just going to take on some water. Well, he can. 4 games apiece here. Now, these competitions tend to... Okay, so... If it goes, tries to go down the tee, it's the net. Nobody in the crowd's leaving the seat, which is excellent. Down the tee, backhand by Berrettini, a bit of a lob to it. Backhand by FAA, forehand to Berrettini, forehand to FAA. Up the line by Berrettini, charges the net. Oh, just a brilliantly low ball from Auger-Aliassime. Just stopped Berrettini from being able to do a volley, volley forehand for a winner. It was just so low that all that Berrettini could do was get some of his racket onto it, but didn't even make it over the net. You see, it was a bit of a potentially a missed chance there. Certainly potentially a missed chance. Goes down the tee. Forehand by Berrettini just into the net. Love 30 to FAA. So love 30. Question for Sport. Do you think Matteo can ever get back to where he was? Threatening at slams. There's always a heart and a head bit to it. I like Matteo Berrettini in terms of, I really would like him to do well again. But similarly, you've got to look at the way in which the sport has progressed and where he was when he entered the sport, when he was at the top of the game. It was very much still what we could potentially, when we look back at the time period from that 2019, 2020 to that 2023 period, beginning of 2023. I think a lot of us will look back at it as a transition period in the sport, similar to how the sort of 2000 to 2003 period acted as a transition period, moving from one era of utterly brilliant players to another era of utterly brilliant players, and we don't traditionally just get one era moving straight into the next. There tends to be a bit of a lull, and there tends to be players who are able to fill that gap, who, if you place them either into the era beforehand or the era in front of them, they probably wouldn't be as high up in the rankings. They probably wouldn't win as bigger titles or get to bigger finals as they probably would under those sort of different under those different eras. And you kind of would feel that we look at this time period, and you would say that with Berrettini. Now, if you were to put a Berrettini type game into the era we just had, you would say that certainly he could have at one point maybe have broken the top 10, but you would certainly have him in that 11 to 20 category, and have that as quite constant. Certainly with the players that were around during that time period. And we're in a situation now where a new crop of players have, gone into those top 10 places that Berrettini used to operate in, the team used to operate in. And there is a thing now where there are so many good players occupying those slots that is there actually an availability for Berrettini to get back to the top 10? Probably not with his game style. That backhand is just not strong enough for Berrettini to be able to really, get himself intermixed with the likes of the Alcarazes, the Sinners, the Medvedev, Zverevs, on clay Tsitsipas's of the world, where they will just be able to see off Berrettini. And so I would say that there is certainly in my head a potential route back for Berrettini to get back into the top 20 in the world. We'd have to see a fundamental change in the one key part of his game, his backhand, for that then to translate to potentially getting back into the top 10 in the world. But, we certainly have had stranger things that have happened. And, players have that we feel that we've maybe written off at certain points have, done really well in getting back in, actually getting themselves back to the top of the game in places we didn't think they would be able to get back to, or even get to in the first place. But on the balance of probabilities, do I think I'll be able to get back to threatening for slams again? Probably not. Most likely not. But you never know. A Wimbledon may open up. It's the only way I could probably describe it on that one. It would take a real opening up of the side of the draw that Berrettini's in at Wimbledon for him to be able to make that far deeper run at a Grand Slam again. So I hope that answers your question, Sport. At least give me my opinion on that one. So the Berrettini at the moment is 30-15 up. And looking to make it 5-5. Oh, brilliant backhand cross court from Auger-Aliassime on that point there. Brilliant cross court backhand. I'll give him full credit for that one. Berrettini left stranded. So 30 all. There's cross court, forehand by Auger-Aliassime. Oh, does that just land on the line? It was called out. Okay, Berrettini saved there. That would have been a brilliant return from Auger-Aliassime. Otherwise, it was right at the feet of Berrettini. Do I play tennis? Maybe once every month or so. Unfortunately, Sport, I don't play it enough. I would like to play it a lot more than I actually do. But right-handed, I have a single-handed backhand, if you want to know about that. To me, it just feels like the most natural to use. That's where me and Matteo are somewhat similar, as we both have, well, I don't think Matteo has a single-handed, but certainly similar to Tsitsipas in terms of a single-handed backhand, or me thinking I'm better with the way I'm able to swish it, but it just probably still looks a bit weird anyway. Do you play tennis, Sport? And also, what's your backhand? John, James, I am keeping the one-hander alive. I'm doing a homage to Federer and Gasquet and team with the one-handed. Two-handed from Sport. Cool. Or as a forehand goes up the line there from Auger, that making it 15 love. Taking it 15 love at the moment. Again, I would probably say at the moment we are certainly looking at I think we're looking at a tiebreaker in the first. I think, and all the chances that we've had for forehand by Berrettini down the line, backhand by Auger, cross court by Berrettini, just lands in that one. Cross court, Cross court down the beautiful down the line from Berrettini. Oh, that was venomous. That was venomous. Auger-Aliassime was just about to get to it, but only stick it into the net. Yikes. I say that this may go to a tie break. Sean asking, no, I missed that one. Was Nadal playing well? Sean's asking, or who was playing better in this match, Sean? James, who do you like the venomous? Good forehand from Berrettini. Just to clarify, you're talking about the Nadal match or the current match? If you could just let me know there so I can have to give the right answer. Oh, good backhand from Berrettini. Oh, he's really pushing it here. Was that long? No, that was just in. All slice from all slices. Both slicing here. Slice and Berry. Oh, Darren Line just about tries to catch thingy out, and it's long from Auger-Aliassime. 15-30. Berrettini here with a chance. Oh, the current match, James. Who's playing well? I would have up until this service game, I would have said Auger-Aliassime, but I think Berrettini's just about tipping it in his direction. He's certainly getting the momentum here. You can see Auger-Aliassime after that rally just breathing a little heavier. So is Berrettini. Oh, wicked! I'll do my best what I can there, sport. But Auger-Aliassime here goes cross court, backhand by Berrettini, forehand by Auger, backhand by Berrettini, good slice on it, slicing each other, backhand by Berrettini, FA just about gets it, goes cross court, cuts from it from Berrettini, slicing Berrettini. Both players are not moving from the back of the court here. Oh, another slice from Berrettini. FA comes forward, slice, drop over the head with a smash from FAA. Oh, Berrettini tries to go for the lob. It was a bit of a slow slice over lob. It was like a slice/lob, if that makes any sense. Both at the same time. But it was just didn't have enough height on it all depth. So FAA able to get a brilliant smash on that to make it 30 all. And Sport is giving a good rundown to Sean about the rundown of that Rafa match. Literally 1 minute shy of 4 hours it was. 1 minute shy. Sport, is John in Hamburg here? John is indeed in Hamburg this week, sampling all the delights of the northern German city. As just a score update, Martinez has beaten Cerundolo there. So that's a bit of an upset. Cerundolo was the 4th seed and Martinez was unseeded. He's the only unseeded player left in the draw at the moment. And that goes along with Artifice beating Rune via retirement in the 2nd set. And Sebastian Baez coming from a set down against Dardenne to win his match in 3 sets. So we've got currently, the current semi-finals are that of Baez versus Fils and Martinez versus the winner of either Xi Jinping or Alexander Zverev, which is going to go onto court literally in the next minute or two, really, for that contest there. Yeah, John is enjoying himself in Hamburg and all the beautiful tennis that takes place there. Thought so. No worries about the rundown. I can give you a bit more as well, just to make sure everyone's up to date. When it comes to Gstaad, Djukovic, who is a Croatian qualifier, beat Thiago Monteiro, the guy who downed Casper Ruud in the previous round in 3 sets. Played incredibly well, Djukovic, on that one there. And then, of course, Nadal, 3 hours and 59 minutes, beats Matteo Navoni. And the live score at the moment from Gstaad is that Tarante is took in the 1st set against Roberto Caballas Baena. Tarante, of course, being the player that beat Rublev. Beat Rublev in the previous round. And then in Gstaad, just give you the score rundown from here. Stefano Tsitsipas, literally just before this match started, beat Fabio Fognini in straight sets, quite comfortably actually, in 1 hour and 6 minutes. And then Jan Struff beat Thomas Martin Etcheverry, that was in 3 sets. And Quinton Halys, the qualifier, beat the fellow qualifier, the Brazilian Heidi, in straight sets in 1 hour and 22. to make his way through there. So the first semi-final in Gstaad will be Hallis versus Jan Struff, and then it'll be Tsitsipas versus the winner of the current contest. I'll go for the women's ones as well in a bit. Lovely stuff, Struffy. Sport James is a Norrie fan. Was funny seeing his pain, and yes, it was incredibly painful, that match. Just being a Norrie fan is just a ticket to pain with a few bits of redemption. There's Auger-Aliassime just pushes Berrettini quite far back there. Actually, really did push him back there, and Berrettini only able to hit a bad forehand. Hey Ashley, good to see you enter the chat. Good to see you can join us for the last match in Gstaad today. Just to get, like I said, I was going to make sure we give some of the women's events rundowns. So we got Budapest. We've got Diana Schneider, who's the top seed and only seed left in the event. Beat the German lucky loser Schneidel, and then Skimelova beat Anastasia Avanstia in 3 sets, and Sastanovic beat Lamens in 3 sets as well. They've still got 1 match to go there. And in Palermo, they've just started off with the first match on centre, and Diane Parry has taken and Paquette are 1 set apiece in that contest there. Right, 30-15 to Berrettini. Like I said, I think we're probably going to go to a tiebreaker, depending if Berrettini can see out this service game, and he's currently 40-15 up, so that looks like a strong possibility. Sinner Sean saying Sinner is my favourite, but Alcaraz is my fave to watch, if that makes sense. Yeah, okay, no, you can like the game style of one other player, but support another, mainly, on that one there. And Ashley's asking the big question there, who do you root for when they play each other? Would you just sit there as a neutral? Or doing the Tony Nadal, just don't sit in the stadium at all. Berrettini, cross court, backhand. Oh, that was just a brilliant return there from Auger-Aliassime. Berrettini just left stranded in no man's land with that point. So Berrettini, ball in the air, goes down the line, back forehand by Auger-Aliassime, cross court by Berrettini. Auger just about gets to it, but it lands short. Berrettini with the smash, puts it away, and we are going to the tiebreaker. We're going to the tiebreaker. Please do put in the chat, who do you think would win? That would be fantastic. Who do you think this tiebreaker is going to go to? So Sean, sorry. That was just for FAA ball out wide. So yeah, we'll just follow the tiebreaker just as it rolls around. Goes cross court, forehand by Berrettini, forehand by FAA, forehand by Berrettini, just moving it from side to side. Goes cross court again, down cross court by FAA, up the line by Berrettini. Oh, and it was a brilliant bit of power on that one there. FAA unable to get a racket properly on that, and it is 1-love Berrettini. So the first mini break goes to the Italian, who will certainly feel very at home in Gstaad, given it's not that far from the Italian border. So Berrettini, ball in the air, goes cross court, just clips the net low, so it'll be a second, it'll be another serve. Oh, bad ball toss there from Berrettini. Cross court, back down by FAR, but that was just slightly long. Luckily, he's got a second serve. He won't want to be giving away his break point. His break point too easily though. Cross court. Oh, just FAA just slips, and it is a flailed attempt to try and reach the ball, but no luck. Kind of Berrettini's kind of been let off there. It's a second serve, and I think FAA fancied himself to try and win that point. Yeah, his feet just sort of dug into the ground. So Berrettini, ball in the air, tries to go down the line, hits the net. So it's another second serve. Another second serve. Down the line, backhand by Berrettini, forehand by FAA. Forehand down the line, cross court by Berrettini, forehand by FAA, slice by Berrettini, slice long. Oh, attempt to change up didn't work there, so the mini break has been brought back. It has the mini break back in this match. So on to the next one here. Goes cross court, backhand by Berrettini, or just long there. So that was so second serve. Cross court, backhand by Berrettini, backhand down the line by FAA, or back over by Berrettini. Up the line, just slice there. Berrettini runs to the net. Go, failed drop shot. Bit of confusion here, but it's 2-2. That drop shot from attempt by Berrettini was so light it didn't even bounce over the net. Oh, he'll feel disappointed with that one. That point was on his racket. 1 hour on the clock, 2-2. Okay, so that just bounced off the top of the net. So second serve. Chance here for Berrettini to get that double break back. Okay, FAA goes down the tee. Backhand by Berrettini. Forehand. Oh, Berrettini though wants the mark being looked at. He thinks it was out. The ref's come to have a look, and he says it was in. And because of that, looking check of the mark, Berrettini will now loses the point, so that means it's 3-2 to Auger-Aliassime. So Auger-Aliassime now kind of certainly in a good spot here. He's won 3 points in a row. Held both his serves, which should be incredibly pleased about. Goes across court, no luck there. Berrettini, another second serve in this tiebreak. He's not finding any first serves in a tiebreaker. Backhand by FAA, cross court by Berrettini, forehand into the net though by FAA. So that makes it 3-3. So the rot has been stopped. Sean saying Berrettini didn't get in the Italian number one for long. Didn't get the Italian number one for long. I wonder if that annoys him. I don't know if it'll annoy him. He probably enjoyed the fact he was the Italian number one for a while. But I think a lot of these players, having the Italian, having the number one in a country status is a nice thing to have. But they realistically want to be top 10 players. They want to be winning big titles. That's more valuable to them than once saying that they would be number one for their country. Like winning a Davis Cup with their country or a gold medal for their country, that they'll really enjoy and really strive for. So Berrettini here goes down the tee. Brilliant serve down the tee. It wasn't going to be long before he found the first serve, and he found one there. So maybe a little bit more of a swing in momentum. Swing in momentum to the Berrettini side. Okay, FAA here. Tries to go cross court, slightly long, so a second serve. Something for Berrettini to have a look at. Goes cross court, backhand by Berrettini. Forehand up the line by FAA, and it's long. Oh, it was too over eager. He was too over eager on that one. He's the forehand long. So mini break to Berrett the Italian. How he would dearly like another mini break. Goes cross court, just goes long. Well, tries to go down the line. It bounces the net. It goes long on the little service box. Second serve here for Berrettini to have a look at. Goes long again. Forehand. Oh, wild forehand from Berrettini. It was a serve down the line. Berrettini, by the looks of it, tried to move to his forehand and just wasn't able to move to it properly in time. Cross court for Berrettini. Cross court again from Berrettini, and it's out. Oh, so the mini break is gone. Oh, Berrettini will be unhappy with that one there. He was just left unbalanced as he went for a forehand cross court and just goes long of the baseline. So 5-5. Hits the net from Berrettini. Second serve. A chance here for Auger-Aliassime. Goes down the tee. Backhand from Auger-Aliassime. Forehand from Berrettini. Forehand by Auger-Aliassime. Backhand from Berrettini. Forehand by Auger-Aliassime. Backhand by Berrettini. Long. Oh no, but the ball was long from Berrettini on the Berrettini side. So, as it's going to be confirmed, it was called long, and it's confirmed long from the umpire. So 6-5 to Berrettini. Wayward forehand from Auger-Aliassime there. So Berrettini is the one with the first set point. Berrettini with the first set point. It's on the Auger-Aliassime serve. That's important to note. Auger-Aliassime goes down the line. But just about gets it from Berrettini. Cross court from FAA. Berrettini gets it in the air and a smash from FAA. So that takes it to 6-6. 6-all. Who wants this first set? Who indeed wants this first set? Right. So FAA is still serving. Hi, Jane. It's great. Thanks for the super stream. That's fantastic. Love you lot. Well, so yeah, thanks for loving us. That's fantastic. Like you lot in the chat as well who comment and get involved in the show. Right, 6-6, like we said. So Berrettini here with ball up, goes down the tee, slice from Berrettini, backhand cross court by FAA, backhand by Berrettini, cross court, forehand by FAA, sticking in his point as much as he can, goes for the slice, FAA just at the net. Oh, but it sticks a slice volley forehand into the net. Oh my days. Jane's got too much work, must lurk. That's fine. You can listen in, Jane. That's fantastic. But geez, Berrettini, sorry, FAA was right at the net and tried to go for the acutest slice forehand. And it just didn't get enough purchase onto it, and it just went into the net, setting up a set point for Berrettini on Berrettini's serve. Is Berrettini going to be able to take the first set here? Goes cross court, forehand from FAA, up the line by Berrettini, just about gets to it, up the line by Berrettini, up in the air by FAA. Berrettini goes for the smash, straight FAA, who gets it back. Oh my God. Why did Berrettini go for it? He should have let the ball bounce. It was going out. He didn't let the ball bounce, went for the attempted smash, and he hit the net. 7-all. Berrettini should have had this wrapped up by this stage. Berrettini should have the first set wrapped up. He has just handed a lifeline back to Auger-Aliassime. Wow. Handed a lifeline back to Auger-Aliassime. FAA, ball in the air by Berrettini. Tries to go down the line, goes long of the wing. Second serve, a chance here for FAA. Goes in there, goes down the line. Forehand by FAA. Cross court from Berrettini, perfectly placed. He's be happier with that one, with that mid-court forehand. Berrettini 8-7. He has a third set point, this time now back on the Auger-Aliassime serve. Oh, and the ball kid tries to be clever by trying to catch it one-handed. Didn't work. Cross court, backhand by Berrettini, forehand by FAA. Cross court from Berrettini, down the line by FAA. Slice from Berrettini. Oh, well, that's an unfortunate way for this set to end. FAA goes for a slice forehand. It clips the net and goes long, giving Matteo Berrettini the first set by 7-6, 9-7 in that tiebreaker in an hour and 10 minutes. Yikey. I mean, that's pretty much as that this set has been as long as the Tsitsipas match from earlier today. Wow. Okay, so Berrettini, as he's just unpicking another shirt, potentially another Boss shirt to be able to wear. We get some of the stats that pop up from this match. We can see that Berrettini got 65% of first serves in, 71% of them won, with 67 on the second serve. A similar amount for FAA in terms of 60, 70, and 67. So both players, even Stevens throughout this match, but it's just those fine points, those 1 or 2 points right at the end, which decided who was going to win this. Who was going to win this set? Now, of course, Berrettini now will serve first in the match. Will serve first in the second set, which may give him a bit of an advantage, as FAA will constantly be chasing, and I believe FAA has. Both players are still on the court, actually, so we haven't got anyone there. But we are just going to take a quick break as we compose ourselves for the second set.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
So, we just had a shot of somebody with a strawberries and cream hat on. So I think somebody's been to Wimbledon who's also been in the crowd today. Obviously getting in as much tennis as they humanly can. Now, the big thing, of course, here now is what's going to happen. Certainly at the beginning stages of this set, is FAA going to fall away a bit here? Is Berrettini going to be able to maybe get an early break and try and see out the rest of the match? We've got all these potentials that can come into play moving forward. Just to give everyone an idea as well, because I did do a bit of the scores round the ground. Newport is just about to begin with Vukic versus Christopher Eubanks. Newport, they're quite they're going their own way. It's the best way to describe it of how they're doing their scheduling. They actually have played their quarterfinals over 2 days. So they've done their first quarterfinals on the Thursday. That took place yesterday, where Alex Michelsen beat Kolovic in straight sets. Matteo Berrettini. Riley Opelka came back from a set down to beat Mackenzie McDonald. Ooh, slice just went over a bit there. Cross court by Berrettini tries to go through. Oh, brilliant drop volley pick up from Auger-Aliassime. Okay, back to my training thought. So Riley Opelka, somebody who we're not properly seen on the main tour since 2022. Washington 2022 was the last time that he's played on the main tour event. He tried to do a challenger in Charlottesville. Back end of last year, still didn't work out well for him. But Riley Opelka is into the semi-finals to play Alex Michelsen. So there's the guaranteed American. If we've got any Americans in the chat, there's a guaranteed American going to be in the final at Newport. And there's the potential that if Eubanks and Giron win their matches today, that there could be a guaranteed American winner of the event as well. So Newport running along there. Both got, as I said, there's 2 matches. There's Alex Bolt versus Marcus Giron. That takes place second in Newport. Beforehand, it is Alexander Vukic against Christopher Eubanks in that match there. Sport politics. Wow, Riley's back. Riley is back. He's had to come through three matches that have all 3 matches he's played so far have been 3-set matches. And on a couple of those occasions, he's had to come from a set down to be able to actually get the victory. But Riley Opelka is back. And thanks to this run to the semis in Newport, he was originally given a wild card into Atlanta, but that has been taken away. And he has now been given a SE, which stands for special exemption for Atlanta. So he will be in the Atlanta draw next week, looking to cause just as much mayhem as he has done this week. He has already beaten some pretty tough opponents. Mackenzie McDonald tends to be quite a tough opponent. He took out the top seed, Adrian Manarino, and other great names as well. But as he's gone along his path there. It's currently 40-30. And of course, if you love your grass court tennis, it gives everyone the ability to get one more week, and especially prevalent this year, because as of next year, the Newport event will no longer exist on the ATP main tour. It has been downgraded almost, or at least has been repurposed as a challenger event. It's going to be an ATP challenger event and also a WTA 125. So the Hall of Fame Open will still exist. It will just exist in a slightly reduced format to what it once was, which is a real shame. It allows that part of the world to have some tennis. It's quite a historic site at the Newport Tennis Centre. It's been around the Newport Tennis, the Hall of Fame museum, coupled with the tennis club itself. It's been around since the mid 1800s. It's one of the oldest tennis courts clubs certainly in America and if not the world. So it's a real shame that place is going to go. It's nice to see that what like all the tennis YouTube channels, but for me, Talking Tennis Best Star. Thanks for that. That's fantastic to hear from our end. Going on there, but like I said, if you love grass court tennis, you've got 3 more days to be able to at least enjoy some grass court tennis at Newport before we say goodbye to the surface for another year. Up the line goes Berrettini, and of course, you like clay court tennis. You've got not only this week when it comes to the 3 events that are taking place in Europe and also the 2 events on the WTA Tour. There are 4 events taking place next week, 2 men's, 2 women's. That being in the men's, Umag in Croatia and Kitzbühel in Austria. And on the women's, there's an event in Romania, in a place I cannot pronounce, and I won't try and butcher it because I'm used to me trying to butcher names and places on here. And then also Prague, which is going back for 1 year, back to being a clay court event as a build-up to the Olympics, which of course take place the week after for the tennis. Of course, it takes place for 2 whole weeks. So for those of you who go by tennis events as your calendar, the Olympics are going to take place in the week of Washington and in the week of Montreal. But the week of Washington is when the tennis event is going to be taking place, and then of course the week of Montreal, that'd be like the normal sort of athletics, velodrome, cycling, all the second week events that you would expect to take place. As Auger-Aliassime has gone 40 love, has gone 40 love up. Looks as though they're just going as quickly here as they were before. So Auger-Aliassime goes cross court, backhand by Berrettini, backhand by FAA, up the line by Berrettini, and long by Berrettini. So that makes it 1 game apiece. Will Felix ever follow up on all that promise? Yes, that's the big question with Felix. There was certainly a point in 2022 when he won his first title in Rotterdam, then went on and won those 3 indoor titles back to back. That was the Florence, Antwerp, and Basel titles, followed by a quarterfinal in Paris that everyone was like, yeah, this guy's starting to show his potential. People were saying that he was a potential Grand Slam champion. He's hit a brick wall, and that brick wall has sort of pulled him back. You could say to a degree. It's, yes, he got to the final in Madrid this year. That was helped by two walkovers and a retirement in one of the matches. One of the most bizarre runs to the final, a Masters final, I think we've seen in a long time. There's a bad backhand by Berrettini there, and that enables it to go 15-0 on Berrettini's service game. It's currently 1 game apiece. So Berrettini in the air, goes cross court, forehand by FAA. Berrettini goes for a cross court forehand winner, perfectly put away, 30-15. So at the moment, It doesn't look like we're getting a lull from Berrettini, which you can potentially get. Certainly after such a tight first set, it can be it's very usual for one, if not both players, to sort of drop their levels at the start of the second. It could potentially give a break to the player who got the first set and completely changing the momentum of the match, or it could, or the player that has that break able to, the player who has that first set is able to get that break and then just run away from it from there. But at the moment, 40-15 to Matteo Berrettini. Oh, just a wayward serve on that one there. Got a second serve here. But we're probably looking at Matteo taking his second game of the set. But forehand into the net there by Berrettini. He needs to keep the level up though. He cannot give away too many freebies to Auger-Aliassime. Can't afford to do that. Berrettini goes for score, backhand by FAA, forehand by Berrettini, slice backhand by FAA, cross court. Oh, dances off the net. Or slice though, beautiful slice from Berrettini. He's just hugging the net lovingly on that bit there. A few times, Auger-Aliassime managed to hunt it down before it double bounced, but FAA just knew exactly where it was going to be placed and is able to see that off. Right, so 2-1 Berrettini. So it feels a bit like business as usual. Business as usual when it comes to these two. Nobody's breaking serve as it currently stands, and they're all just biding their time. Will we get a break of serve in this match? I mean, that seems to be one of the big questions. If anyone's wondering by the amount of water I'm taking, it is still, for those who've just joined, it is ridiculously hot in the UK at the moment. We've got like 2 days of a mini heat wave, and I'm a northern bugger, so it's affecting me quite a bit. Yeah, I'm just 18 degrees Celsius sort of guy. Sport and Quantities asking a question. Thanks for and everyone in the chat, if you can as well. If you want to ask me any questions, please do put them in the chat. I'll give my best to answer it. Who will be the next first-time Slam winner? Now, I could be, I could be patriotic, and I could say, I'd love to say something like maybe Jack Draper would be the next person to win a Grand Slam. For me, though, I would say, who do I think out on percentages would be the most likely to win a Grand Slam title? I would say, I don't really want to say it, but I think I'm going to have to say it. Probably Zverev. I would say that the next first-time Slam winner will probably be Alexander Zverev. I only say that because he has the ability to beat Djokovic, Alcaraz, and Sinner. He can beat those players, and he can probably beat them over best of 5. And there is always the potential chance that a Grand Slam opens up. One of the hard court Grand Slams could open up. You know, the US Open traditionally has been one that has had sections of the draw that have opened up for players to make deep runs. And, you know, his ability to potentially do that at the US Open, maybe also looking at the French Open, which is another surface that Zverev is incredibly good on. You know, I could see as a percentage chance that he would be the one there, but I would also put credence on potentially somebody like Ben Shelton. I think I do believe there is the potential of a big US Open run in Ben. That is the place that he does come alive, and it's going to be really interesting from next week to see how, because Ben is now going into the US Open. You know, after making that brilliant semi-final run last year, he'll want to get some really good matches, potentially some big wins in his tank before going into the US Open again. You know, he's down for Atlanta, he's down for Washington. He'll do both Canada and Cincinnati. You know, what will happen over those 3 weeks, over those 4 week span, will tell us if Ben's in a good position to potentially maybe do a US Open run again. You know, I think he certainly has the potential to be able to go on and potentially maybe even try and pick up the to get, you know, if the draw opens up, potentially get that as a slam for him. But I would certainly say that I think the first time slam winner will most likely be Zverev as it currently stands. But I would love it, like I say, with somebody like Draper maybe in Wimbledon, or certainly I can see the US Open being a place that Draper could do very well at going forward, as Berrettini hits a brilliant drop shot. Be interested to know as well in the chat if you want to put, who do you think would be the next first-time slam winner? It'd be interesting to see who you think, and if you could give me a little reasoning as well. I know you've only got a limited word count that you can write, but if you could try and put a little reasoning, that'd be fantastic as well. Because it's currently 2-2 at the moment. Berrettini goes down the tee. Brilliant serve down the tee there from Berrettini. Ashley asking, is Sasha the most accomplished player to have not yet went to win a slam? I think he is. He's won 22 slot titles, 5 Masters events, and been to 2 Grand Slam finals, both of which he has been 2 sets. He has at least won 2 sets in. I think he is the most accomplished player at the moment who has not won a Grand Slam title. Oh, bad. Ball wide there from Berrettini. Just didn't get much purchase onto that one. Speaking of Sasha, we know he is currently he's a break-up at the moment against Jijing Zhang in Hamburg. He came through incredibly an incredibly tight match yesterday against Hugo Gaston. Lots of breaks. Hugo was lobbing him so much that it was driving Sasha crazy. There was a problem on a double bounce, but yeah. Sean saying, I think Rune, or Sheldon will win one at some point. I could see Rude at the French once Djokovic and Rafa have gone, potentially with a section of the draw that opens up for him to maybe to win it. I don't see Rude. I will admit there is the potential at the moment that we could see another Auger-Aliassime on our hands. Somebody who, at a young age, looks fantastic, but once they've been at the tour for a bit, just aren't able to bring the level when they need to. Because at the moment, Rude's ranking progression at the moment is only going in one way, and that's backwards. He's currently just inside the top 16 to make him a top 16 seed at a slam, but he's still going to place, at the way it currently stands, he's still going to play a top 4 player in that 4th round like we had at Wimbledon. He wasn't able to defend any of his clay court points from last year. He's got his last few big bits of points coming up are going to be in the indoor hard court swing when he had a couple of deep runs at Basel and in Paris. But I don't see him defending those points. okay, he went off with a knee injury today, but this was a week where he needed to have a big week. He needed to maybe pick up a big-ish title, a 500 level title. I don't know if he's gonna. I think what's going to happen to Rude is what we've seen with almost like Tiafoe, is that I think he'll probably slip back into that 17 to 32 category for a bit, and then it's the case of seeing what he does from there. But like we say, it's quite early in the days for Rude at the moment. But I think he's going to probably slip back into that category, and it's going to be interesting to see how he can deal with that and move from that point there. What else have we got? Shelton, yes, Rude is RG or bust. Yeah, I think it is RG or bust. And I think that this year was his last best chance. Oh, that's interesting politics. That's interesting. So we're currently coming up to. Okay, so it's 3-2 at the moment to FAA. Sorry, 3-2 at the moment to Berrettini on serve. Are we going to see a break? That was a brilliant serve out wide by FAA. Brilliant serve out wide by FAA. It's got scored. Backhand by Berrettini. Forehand by FAA down the line. Making it 30 love. So, like I said, at the moment, both players really working. Basically, no real issues at this point here. Sean saying it's really hard to call, honestly. Obviously, Zverev, Tsitsipas, and Rude have proven themselves the most. Yeah, I mean, I did write an article for Popcorn a couple of years ago saying I don't think Tsitsipas is ever going to win a Grand Slam, and I stand by that. I don't think Tsitsipas is going to win a Grand Slam. I just don't think his game is just not good enough anymore to be able to try and do that, even if a draw opened up. Berrettini. Back down by FAA. Just what comes to it, goes across court, just sails it past him. Has Rude made more slam finals than Sasha? He technically has. Sasha's only been to 2 slam finals, and that was the US Open in 2020. That was 2020 US Open, the COVID Open, and then literally back in June at the French Open. So he's only been to 2, whereas Rude has been to the US Open in 22 and then the French Open in 22 and 23. That backhand was long by Berrettini. 3-all. 24 minutes on the clock. 6 games have been played, so we're averaging. Let's make sure I can do the maths there properly. 4 minutes a game. There we go. Averaging 4 minutes a game at the moment. Hour and 36 on the clock. Cross court, just slightly long there from Berrettini. At the moment, just both players stick. It's a bit like routine at the moment. A bit like a clock here. Into the net there by FAA, so that makes it 15 love to Berrettini. And of course, if you haven't missed it earlier on, we did cover just quickly live at the start, the end of the Nadal match, in which he was able to beat Matteo Navoni in 3 very, very tight sets in 3 hours and 59 minutes. I believe it is one of the longest matches on the ATP have had this year that have been best of 3, outside the slams. Berrettini goes for score. Forehand by FAA. That goes long. So 4-2 love. So a very quick service game. This is turning into for Matteo. Turning into an incredibly quick service game. So Berrettini goes for score. Forehand by FAA. That goes wide. And we are at 4-3. So we're halfway through this set. And we'll go just to a quick break.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered. Whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
There we are. Back we go now for the second half of this set. 4-3 at the moment. I mean, we're in a situation where Berrettini can get the break here. He will be serving for the match. Similarly, if FAA gets the break here, he will be, well, if he's looking to hold at the moment, but if he is able to get a hold and then get a break, then he will serve for the set. But at the moment, barring a couple of games in the midway through the first set, break points have been very hard to come by. Both these two. Down the line, forehand by FAA. Comes to the net by Berrettini. Just slices across, goes across net, goes back away. Oh, but that was so low from Berrettini. Backhand so low to the FAA forehand that FAA just unable to get enough lift on the ball. And that makes it love 15. So it's Berrettini on the charge here. Reserve judgment, only love 15 at the moment. But this would be one of the most pretty ideal moments to maybe get the break. Expected back quite early tomorrow, so he probably would like to get this finished as soon as possible. He gets a second serve to look at. Certainly gets a second serve to look at here. Goes for score. Backhand by Berrettini. Forehand by FAA. Backhand by Berrettini. Just about stays in. Goes cross court by FAA. Down the line by Berrettini, but it's long. It's long by Berrettini, so that makes it 15 all. You won't be happy with that return. Again, like I said at the top of the show, this is a point where you've got Gstaad's very quick conditions. Like it's one of the I think it's the highest tournament in Europe above sea level when it comes to its height above sea level, and generally servers hold their games 81% of the time in this place. So it's incredibly high numbers for the tournament. Forehand by Berrettini, it goes into the net. It was a really tricky second serve actually from Auger-Aliassime. Just bounced it onto the line. So 30-15 to Auger-Aliassime. Goes cross court. Backhand by Berrettini. Attempt to go down the line. Just goes into the tram lines. That's 40-15 to Auger-Aliassime. So I think we're going to be going to 4-all here. The FA hits the net there. And this is what you generally get with big servers. Like we don't get that many break chances. But that was a double fault there by FAA, just to make it 40-30. He still has game point. Still has game point. So in the air, goes cross court, slice from Berrettini, but it's long. Second serve to look at. Second serve for Berrettini to look at here, maybe to try and get it to juice. Not had a juice game in a while either. Oh, and that's another double fault from FAA. 2 double faults in a row. And that takes this to juice. So actually, this is now a little bit more tasty. I'm sure Berrettini would love it if he could do 2 double faults in a row again. That would give him the game. Chance here for Matteo. Very much a chance here for Matteo. Goes for court, backhand by Berrettini. Forehand by FAA. Forehand by Berrettini. FA on the line. Other line by forehand. Goes cross court. Oh, there was a point there. It was just way too centralized on the backhand there from Berrettini. He actually had a FAA stranded in the center at a point there, but just went too central. Just played right into the hands of FAA. Advantage FAA at the moment. Sport wanting Matteo to win, his Italian brother. Down the line, forehand by Berrettini, forehand by FAA, forehand by Berrettini, forehand by FAA. And it's long by FAA, and that's a back to juice. I think Matteo sniffs an opportunity. I think Matteo certainly sniffs an opportunity. It could be 2 points off 4-all or 2 points off 5-3. People are sitting a little bit further forward in their seats now. FA goes cross court. Oh, it's just perfect. It's a perfect serve cross court. Ace on the books. Advantage FAA. Goes cross court. Backhand by Berrettini. Lands, doesn't even go over the top of the net. So that is a point for Berrettini. Picking up some. Right, so 4 games apiece at the moment. Sorry, yeah, you probably saw my head wondering where I disappeared off to. Hardly any break chances in this match. Was it you, James, that said these conditions are quick? They are. For a clay court, they're quick. But you've got two players here that are incredibly good servers and are not giving up anything at all. And the matches are going on. Good serve from FA. Another good serve. I mean, Berrettini's is flying through this service game here. It's 40 love already. So it looks like he's going to be going to the chair. Score. Backhand by Berrettini. Backhand up, down. No good. Backhand there. Forehand by FAA. Down line by Berrettini. Backhand by FAA. Oh, but just in the net there. Berrettini was just hugging the net and to step a forehand into it as it was a low ball over the net from Thingy. Berrettini goes across the court, just slightly wide, so that is a second serve. Goes on a tee, backhand by FAA. Cross court by Berrettini, cross court by FAA. Both going cross court to cross court. Slice and Berrettini. Oh, long from FAA. So that then means that Berrettini goes to the chair with it being 5-4 in the lead. So we're certainly definitely in that business end of the set at the moment. So, you know, the advantage that Berrettini has here is that if he's able to break FAA in either this service game or if FAA is able to hold FAA's next service game, then it's most likely he will win the set, being ahead. But so FAA needs to do his damnedest to keep strong here. I'm sure Berrettini would love to get a good, proper look at a FAA service game. Hey, Jake, it's good to see you in the chat. As we maybe we're approaching the final stages of this match, or we could be about to see the third, the setting up of the third act, either of which could take place from this point here. Both players are on serve. Jake's been doing his SIA security training course all week. Got my exams in the morning. Oh, good luck with that, Jake. Hope it goes well for you. So Auger-Aliassime tries to go across the court, just hits the net. Just gave one a score update. Zverev was taking the first set in Hamburg and is a breakup in the second. So it looks as though Sasha is going to be making his way to the final, also to the semis. FA goes down the tee, forehand by Berrettini. Oh, a forehand wide from FAA though on the inside gives Berrettini the first point. Love 15. Like you say, this is where Berrettini would love to be able to make his move. FAA goes cross court, backhand by Berrettini, forehand by FAA, perfect at forehand by FAA, cross court, makes it 15 all. All at the moment. There goes down the tee, just tips the net and goes out. So second serve. Goes down the tee, backhand by Berrettini, forehand by FAA, backhand by Berrettini, forehand by FAA, backhand by but a backhand by Berrettini into the net. He's just wasn't able to really get much purchase off the ball in that rally. Neither player really has been able to work out how to really get themselves in a foothold in each other's service games. Brilliant. Oh, Mark is getting checked. Oh, it's been called out. So second serve here for Berrettini to have a look at. That's out. That's a double fault by Auger-Aliassime, and that makes it 30 all. It's good to see. 30 all. So will Berrettini be able to finally get a bit of a hold here on the FAA service game? FAA goes up, goes down the tee. Is that called in? Is he going to get the mark checked? I will get the mark checked. It looked very close. No, it's cool. It was in. It was in. So it's 40-30. This was caught backhand by Berrettini. Wide it goes, and we're at 5 games apiece. So no luck there from Auger. So it is. We are now into we are into 5-5. So Berrettini's service game here. So although he didn't get a proper chance, but any disappointment that he may have behind him. Goes cross court, forehand by FAA, forehand by Berrettini, but into the net. So that makes it love 15. Berrettini goes cross court, forehand by FAA, cross court by Berrettini. FAA scrambling towards that one as Berrettini gets the point there. 15 all. Cross court. Spot gets to it from FAA. Cross court. Cross court to the win. 30-15. Goes cross court, backhand by FAA, cross court by Berrettini. Oh, slice by FAA, but doesn't go over the net. That is 40-15. So Berrettini, after losing the first point, has looking as though he's recovering well. Jake's got an idea about some sort of talk show of all of us. Wow. Berrettini goes up the line, slightly long. Put that to John, Jake, as an idea. Let's go. Forehand by FAA. That goes wide. So that is 6-5. 6-5 to Berrettini. So Berrettini has at least guaranteed himself a tiebreaker in this second set. He did win the first tiebreaker, but I'm sure he would like to try and get that break where possible. I say where possible in terms of don't have yourself go to a tiebreaker and a potential lottery that may be. Actually get yourself sorted. Get yourself sorted now. The weird version of say it, sort it. Yeah, so we are rocking along. My tennis app starts to try and die. Just to give some score updates around the grounds as we're waiting for the final bit of play for this set. When it comes to Gstaad, Tarante and Caballas Baena are one set apiece, with Caballas Baena being a set up or being a break up in the third, being 3-1. In Newport, Christopher Eubanks is 5-2 up against Vukic. Looks as though he's probably going to be taking the first set in that match there. Palermo, Diane Parry has beaten Paquet in 3 sets. That competition, of course, is interesting because we've got the defending champion Kunmin Zheng and Caroline Mukova, the former French Open finalist. Both are in that competition as well, playing a little bit later on. But Begu versus Liu is the match that's going to go up next onto that court. Budapest, they got Skramkova versus Yields as the last match on that court there. And Hamburg, Zverev is a set and a break up in his match to be the final match to get Hamburg completed. As Auger-Aliassime is 30 love up at the moment. And a man saying, I've got Matteo 2 love. Come on. Well, there's still a chance that Matteo could do it 2 games to love. I think we're probably giving it back to 30 love Auger-Aliassime at the moment, looking at another tiebreaker. But well, as Auger-Aliassime hits a double fault. So that is now 30-15. I'm sure what Matteo would love at the moment is just double faults all the way through. To get a shot of the police who are just watching on from the top of a camera stand. Goes cross court, backhand by Matteo, forehand by FAA into the net though, which makes it 30-all. 30-all, okay. So we've had a couple of these situations where Auger-Aliassime has given up a 30 love lead on his service game to make it 30-all. as he nearly actually lands awkwardly on his feet. So can Matteo here get a break? And this will be potentially a match point opportunity in an FAA service game, but he does need to get this point. Up down the line, back down by Matteo, but it's into the net, and that makes it 40-30. He's just not happy with his feet. FAA is not happy with his feet. Goes down the line, forehand by Berrettini. So FAA comes to net, goes cross court, is able to get that sorted. So we're going to a tiebreaker. The set's gone a little bit quicker than the previous one, but we are in a tie-break situation. Just a reminder, if Berrettini wins this tiebreaker, then it's going to be, if Berrettini wins this tiebreaker, he wins the match. And if FAA wins this tiebreaker, we go to a third and final set. So Berrettini goes down, tries to go down the tee, hits the net though, so it's a second serve. Just on the tee, forehand by FAA, which is a wild forehand by FAA. That is completely long on the baseline. So that makes it 1-love to Berrettini. I'm sure Berrettini would love to be able to get one of the next 2 points on FAA's serve just to give him a cushion. Similarly, Auger-Aliassime just looking to make sure he doesn't give anything away early on in this tiebreaker. FAA goes cross court, backhand by Berrettini, forehand wide by Auger-Aliassime. It was a pretty good return from Berrettini. A low direct forehand near enough to the feet of Auger-Aliassime, and on an attempt to change the direction of the ball to take it cross court, he just adds too much direction onto it, and it goes wide of the tram line. So 2-love Berrettini. Can Berrettini get too many breaks? FAA tries to go down the tee, hits the net, second serve. So an opening here. FAA goes down the line. Oh, it wasn't a double fault. I thought it was. But they're in a rally at the moment. Backhand by Berrettini, forehand by FAA. Forehand by Berrettini, backhand by FAA. Forehand cross court by Berrettini, backhand by FAA, up in the air. Goes down, just about stays in. Smash from Berrettini. He puts it away, and it is 3-love. So Berrettini in control here. Pedal is to the medal. He is 3-love. He is now serving. He's got 2 mini breaks. He is locked in. He wants to get to the semi-finals tomorrow. So Berrettini, ball in the air, goes cross court, perfectly placed serve. Oh, was it? Oh, it was a let. Scratch that. That's it. It was in, and it was well wide, but it was clicking there. Goes same place, backhand by FAA, forehand by Berrettini. FAA just about scrambles to it. Cross court again by Berrettini, backhand by FAA, but only into the net, and that makes it 4-love. Berrettini just was able to keep FAA well behind the baseline on that point there. So going well for him. So I'm sure Iliamo in the chat was very happy with Berrettini being 4-love up at the moment. And make that 5. Make that 5, love. Berrettini is storming at the moment. Absolutely storming. Right. Can Auger-Aliassime at least get onto the scoreboard? Goes cross court. Backhand by Berrettini. Forehand by FAA. All right, back to FAA from Berrettini, but FAA reads it perfectly, and he at least is able to get a point. Is able to get a point on the board. And then Matteo going crazy. It looks very like, you know, locked in at the moment on my camera, but you know. But okay, so the change of ends 5-1. That's a very good position to be in. Matteo still has those double breaks of serve, those double mini breaks. I think he would certainly love it if he could get one more mini break and then get about trying to serve for the match. Okay. So FAA goes cross court. Forehand from Berrettini. Lovely forehand from Berrettini. Short one from FAA. Berrettini's able to run to the net. Oh, but what should have been a backhand pass has been blundered into the net by FAA. Oh, it was open. Berrettini was stranded in no man's land, and FAA just sticks a backhand into the net to give Berrettini 6-1. He has 5 match points. 5 match points, and the first of those points are on his serve. Comfortable. This is a much more comfortable side breaker than the first set. If Berrettini does see it out from here, so Berrettini goes cross court. Forehand from FAA. Cross court by Berrettini. Oh, it's been called out. It's been called out. Is the line judge going to come and have a look at this? The line judge is going to have a look at this. And confirms it's long. Okay, so first point been and gone. 6-2. Next match point again on Berrettini's serve. He still has 2 mini breaks, so even if, but he will like to get it done here. Goes down the tee, backhand by FAA. It lands into the tram lines, and Matteo Berrettini is making his way back to the semi-finals in Gstaad. It was a pretty good performance from Berrettini. No real issues when it came to any pressures on his serve, barring that couple of occasions that he faced in the first set. These conditions suit him. He loves the clay. He loves fast conditions when it comes to balls flying through the air, and he has shown himself to be a real contender for the title this week. Comes up against Tsitsipas next, which is going to be another level of another level that he's going to have to reach to be able to beat Tsitsipas. But you would certainly say that Berrettini is on the run or on the road to potentially picking up his second title for the season. He's already picked up a title, of course, in Marrakesh in Morocco, and he would very much like to add Gstaad, a place that he won his first ever title at in 2018, to the roster of certainly to his roster, his cabinet and whatnot there. And remember, these matches help paint some sort of picture, or at least let us know potentially of any players to watch out for when the Olympics does take place, which is going to be taking place in Roland Garros. And I really hope everybody in the chat has enjoyed this little watch along. This little watch along to Berrettini. We hope to do a few more as the weeks pass by. And thank you everyone for partaking as we went along.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.